Thank you for joining us. On this episode, we have special guest Mohammed Al Rokayan.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So, Mohammed, entrepreneur and researcher, field of cloud technology entrepreneurship, founder of CoRise. Wow. Tell us about you, who you are, and what you do.
My name is Mohammed Al Rukayan, as what you have said. I find this is the hardest question you can ask an entrepreneur, especially if they are involved in several projects. So I consider myself as an entrepreneur specializes in the field of education
Yes.
and cloud technology. I feel very passionate involving in any project that educate entrepreneurs and uses cloud technology to scale small businesses and startups.
Great. And what would you define success as, Mohammed?
Success for me is living your purpose.
Yes.
Of course, success got different meanings from one person to another person. And if you can live your purpose either as an entrepreneur or having a job or living even in Mars,
Yes.
as long as you're living your purpose, this is success for me because you will be happy.
Beautiful. Well said.
And happiness is the ultimate goal for everyone.
Yes.
So if many people start chasing money without having purpose, and this
Yes.
is one of this connection, I find with many entrepreneurs. So living the purpose.
That's beautiful. You know, it's funny you say that. My tagline I use is live with purpose.
Wow.
I think it's really important that you have a goal and you live with purpose your whole life.
Awesome.
So, Mohammed, do you have a mentor or coach?
I do have a mentor. I have had mentors during my whole life, actually. My first mentor is my father.
Yes.
And then I start finding mentors in technology. And then after that, I have had mentor in entrepreneurship and business. When I grow, when your mind start to be more aware,
Yes.
you will find you will start having more than one mentor. Each mentor specializes in one in a specific area in your life.
Great. And in times of stress, Mohammed, like when you're getting really busy in life and business is growing,
Yep.
what do you think about in your mind?
I start looking at what I'm doing now and how those things actually linked to my values.
Yes.
That will motivate me and that will allow me to see that actually I'm living the life that I want. And the stress that I'm living now is just a temporary because that is, we're gonna leave a legacy behind me.
Yes.
And that will just be very, so that will basically allow me to wave all of the stresses away from me.
Yes.
Because I know for sure that it's just a temporary and stress is just a state of mind.
Absolutely.
And you can just anytime say that as long as you believe that that is temporary and it will go, it will start to be easy and become
Well said.
easier.
That's great advice for anyone watching this program right now. Also, do you use visualizations? You know, I created this series Inside the Mind of Mohammed because I really want to let people understand that to have an edge and to win, it's all mental. We want to understand you've got an amazing career, you've got an amazing life. You talk about values and you talk about mentors. How do you use your mind? How do you visualize? How do you use that metaphysical world and bring it into a real world?
I visualize every day, every morning actually. It used to be weird at the beginning, especially when you start saying, okay, this is my, because I have a daily mantra.
Yes.
And every time I speak to myself, I visualize the outcome of today.
Yes.
And every time I set a goal, because I have goals like daily, weekly, monthly goals. And every time I set a goal, I visualize the outcomes of those goals. At the beginning, it was very hard at the beginning because it feels kind of weird, you know, that you see something that didn't happen before. But you will, so after a month or a couple of months, and this is one of the advices I get from my mentors.
Yes.
You will start doing it in your subconscious mind. You speak your mantra and you visualize the results, and that will push you to achieve that results.
So you believe your mantra, as I do, you believe your mantra becomes, if you say it enough, it becomes a real thing.
I believe so. It's I don't remember any mantra that I've used
Yes.
that actually did not become true.
Wow.
I truly believe in because if you have your actions leads to results.
Yes.
And the results that you have sometimes you don't have the potentials to achieve those results. So if you can visualize the results
Yes.
without actually doing the action themselves, that will lead to success.
Yes.
And it will lead to the real results, because
Yes.
it's like a circle that
It is.
you are going through. So and there was some experiments where they were people actually training in a basketball, and the other people actually visualizing the training. So throwing the ball.
Yes.
The result was the people actually visualizing the success.
They shot more hoops, didn't
They
they,
shot
in
more
reality?
hoops,
Yes,
exactly.
I know the story.
Yeah, so it's visualization and having a mantra. I believe it's so critical
Fantastic.
in life.
And that's exactly what this series is about, and that's what we want to help the people do. So that advice, Mohammed, is beautiful, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Mohammed, why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because I believe in the entrepreneurship.
Yes.
I believe in people and their dream.
Yes.
I'm living my life to educate people and empower entrepreneurs to build successful businesses.
Yes.
Because entrepreneurship is all about helping other people succeed.
Yes.
If I build a business, what I'm selling is not the product or the service that I'm selling the value. And the value, it's always about solving a problem in the society, a problem in people's houses, people's lives. So if I can educate and if I can empower more entrepreneurs, we will have a better society, we will have a better people.
What a beautiful world to live in that would be, wouldn't it?
It is.
Mohammed, can you tell the audience, what do you do to stay motivated? You know, some days we have great days.
Yep.
Some days it's a little bit of a struggle, and as an entrepreneur, you think, wow, you know, it's not, you haven't got that regular paycheck coming in, and you sort of got to bounce around. For those that are up and coming entrepreneurs and watching this series, can you give some tips on what they need to do to stay motivated in tough times?
Okay, cool. The first step, I would say, is to really know and have clarity on your values.
Yes.
And visions. Because once you have, once you know them in your mind, or even if you write them down, those are my values and this is my vision, this is what I want to achieve in my life. And then you will see that you are going towards your value. Your life, your whole life is going towards the value. And this is the biggest motivation.
Yes.
Some people think that money is the biggest motivation, which actually I totally disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Money is just a result of living your purpose, living your life.
Yes.
So once you know you have clarity on your values and your vision and your purpose in life, every time you want to be motivated, simply go back to those values and see if what you are doing now is actually will go towards your values and your vision in life, and that will always keep you motivated.
That is absolutely amazing advice. I think anyone watching that, if you haven't done your values, go and do some now. Get a great mentor and coach on board, because that there is a game-changing moment. So that's fantastic. Mohammed, let me ask you a question. For the audience that are watching right now, if you had to give them some tips on what they need to do to be limitless, what would you tell them?
To be limitless, I would give 4 tips. The first tip is to know your values and purpose in life. This is the first thing that I would do. I spent years and years, I created many businesses just to find my purpose and values. I didn't know the value of having a mentor until 5 or 4 years ago, where they helped me shape my values and purpose. So this is the first thing to do to be limitless. to know your values, to know your purpose, to know yourself. And the second thing is to develop the skills, to have skills, to develop skills. When I say skills, it's the life skills and the entrepreneurship skills. You need to know how to market yourself, because many of the startups got built and started from the technical knowledge of the entrepreneurs. So develop the skills, the life skills, and the entrepreneurship skills and the business skills. The third thing, it's to build a successful business model. I'm so surprised how many people don't know the concept of business model. The business model, basically knowing the market, the revenue model, knowing your value proposition, and knowing whom people to partner with, how to deliver your product. Know your business model very well and build a team around that business model. The last thing, to be limitless, is to leverage technology. We live in a world of technology. You need to leverage technology. You need to use systems. You need to use all of the resources you can find to scale your business to be more efficient.
That's great advice. Mohammed, thank you very much for being on the program.
My pleasure.
You're an inspiration. I've really enjoyed listening to you. I love your values. I love your connectedness. I love how spiritual you are as well. I'm sure the audience is going to get a lot out of this interview.
Thank you.
And slowly, you and I can inspire the world one by one.
Thanks for being
so
on
much.
the show.
My pleasure.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.